Welcome to this courses. Welcome to this lecture series for the ideas. Some of the topic present in this video. For the course title is Manufacturing Technology. Second and unit first and lecture for 10. The cutting, the metals cutting and the operation of the manufacturing system in this video. Agenda for today present in this video, and surface finish, ideal surface finish in the turning operation and cutting fluid, and the cooling action for and lubrication are the sum of the topic present in the very detail in this video. For types of the cooling fluids and cutting fluid, selection of the coolant of the other of the lubrication action in this video. I the empirical and other the analytical method for find out the sum of value and other experiment value in this method for the empirical and analytical determinant for the cooling forces. Find out the cooling forces and the cutting forces in the analysis of this video lecture series. The merchant circle analysis of the merchant circle and the various between for the various forces and the in find out the various force action for the friction force, thrust force, and vertical force and horizontal force are the sub analytical force is the find out the value of the metal is cutting for the mechanics. Cutting force is one of the major component in this metal cutting operation. In the simplify the other value for the horizontal forces and radial cutting forces and friction forces, axial of the cutting forces and FA. This is the conventional of the cutting can be approximate to the orthogonal cutting operation in the analysis of force according to the merchant circle, such that the find of the depth of cut and corner of radius for the small. Suppose that I consider for the merchant circle as the Ft is the thrust force, and tau Ft. Tau is the shear stress and F is the feed rate and D is the depth of cut, and the second is the step for the also cut cot phi plus cot beta. This is the angle of the merchant circle. For the Fr is the thrust force is the tau Ft, and cos cot beta and tan beta beta minus 1 and sin Cs plus for the V. C is the shear force and the V is the velocity, and Fa is the friction force, and tau ft on cot phi plus tan beta minus 1 and cos cs is c is the plus v, where v is the chief flow angle and various parameter for use in this the operation for other metal cutting operation relief for the angle, and such that the other angles is measurement and reduce and help the empirical equipment based on the range of experimental data for flow. We also consider for other formula, and beta equal to epsilon naught minus k1 and alpha. Alpha is the rack angle and k1 is the constant value of other value. Phi minus phi plus k2 alpha minus a upon area of the surface cutting and under root vf cot cos cs. And other is the other find out the velocity of tools, and v equal to 10 inverse R plus F by 2 and the D depth of cut upon for the cylindrical surface in analytical economics of the tools and industrial economics for factors for the other operation and the ultimate objective of the manufacturing for engineering and in application of the procedure and objective of this operation on most of the economical cost is increased for industrial and other research farmhouses. To do this the should be for also in the analyze of the machining process for all the possible costs so that can be his of the optimization process and do get for the minimum possible cost is the acting for this system and we the various cost associated with the machining cost and machining process. Suppose all the operation is minimize the cost and other first the part of the manpower is cost manpower and man cost of the C1 says that the measurement in the per unit time. Okay, and second part is the machine tools operation overhead and other loss of the CM such that the other function is CM which include the machining dispensation and other cost is associated with the remaining of the machining tools such that the power consumption and maintenance overhead for the consumable for the oils and other factor is application in this. The combining ever for the tools two cost of can we have overall overhead cost of the CO. The total overall cost and manpower C1 and second is the machine tools operation is the CM. Okay, the total cost is the CM plus C1. CM is the machining cost and CM is the machining cost and C1 is the manpower. Okay, okay. This is the C not equal to overhead power for the CM plus C1. Okay, this is a question for the measurement other application in the other part. The economics and other factor is find out the job handling cost in arrive for before of the time spent for locating for unloading of the job during for the in this operation which time for machining tools and for ideal time and ideal equation required for operation to attach for the job. Second part in the fourth part, the tools cost is C2. The tool cost is C2, which of the cost of the cutting tools for give the operation the three of the this is the use for the three method in the optimization of the cost is considered for minimization of the machine cost and minimization of the production rate and minimization of the profit rate. Okay, Mm, three factors are this is the main economics region in the industrial for the three part. First is the minimization of the machine cost, second is the minimization of the production rate, third part is the minimization of the profit rate. Later the consume for the power of the length L and the diameter of the D, cutting speed of the V and the velocity of the tool in meter per minute, feed rate of the per revolution and depth of cut is the diameter of the all the factor in the find out the economic reason and the the sum of the time for consume the Tm equal to L by Fn. Suppose that where n is the number of spindle is removed in rpm, which the relate to cutting speed, v is the cutting speed, and cutting for the following reason in v is the pi dn by 1000. This is the basic formula of the application is the velocity of the tools and velocity of the spindle is the velocity of the shaft in this operation. The basic formula is the application for V over pi dn by 1000. The pi is the number, pi is the consider for the radius of the circle, and d is the diameter of the tools, and n is the number of revolution. um, this is the v value putting for this is previous equation for the Tm equal to pi dl upon 1000 f into v. F is the feed rate, v is the velocity, and phi is the radius, a circle of the radius, d is the diameter, l is the length of the workpiece, phi is the job cost of the overhead is given for the total. Find out the value of the overhead in this operation. The C equal to C naught P common for the P for T1 and T fluid rate of the TA is and for the T naught, where T is the tool of advance and withdraw for the time, and T1 is the job loading time, and TU is the job unloading time. Okay, T1 is the job unloading time and TU1 equal to job unloading time. T naught initial step time for the machine of the batch is components. P is the number of part products for in this batch operation is generated to this batch of the products. Okay. Other formula is also for the economics. Find out economics is the continue present for the fabricated of the ceramic tools with is the any type of the application. C is the cost of the bit, cost of the bit upon number of cutting its per bit. Okay, by using of high stainless steel tools in this operation by the branch of the carbide tools. C is the cost of the tools and regarding cost and the number of regarding for upon in number of regarding plus one. The this is the also summarized for this operation. C is the cost of tools plus R reading for the cost of the upon R plus 1. R is the number of readings and plus 1. The where TC is the initial cost of the tools in rupees. R is the number reagents for possible for the one tools, and other is the also used for this is the formula used in this operation. C is the C R is the R is the regarding for possible for the tool. G is the cost of the regarding the tools. Okay, the cost of regarding for the tools. Their cost of the regarding for tools in rupees. PG is the number of component produced between the rings and the T upon Tm. T is the useful tool of the time, and Tm is the time of the tools is the, the cost of the relevant. P, P and C naught upon TC upon PG. The TC is the tool change for time. TC is the tool change for time, and other is the and there is the tool cost of the tool is other is the economics of the region and also far present in this formula of the economics of the institution. This the total cost of the tool is total cost. Find out the total cost C2 equal to P by PG, P by PG, and C is the economics cost. Economic C is the economic cost, and C is the overhead cost, and T is the TC is the tool change of time. Okay, and other is the second is the machining cost is C3 is the total cost of the tool, and other cost is the machining cost of this 3C. So 3C equal to C naught P plus T. TM is the time of the useful of tools in this operation. Now combining all the component of the cost, we get the cost per batch of the PB is the PB or total cost of this batch is find out. The CB is the C naught the P upon total cost of the T1 is T1 is the loading of the tools in the workpiece, and unloading time of the unit. TA is the atmost of the T, and T naught is the overall the cost plus P upon PG equal to uh, CE plus TC is the change of tool time, and C naught is the overall cost, and it's cost for C naught P into TM. The simplify this equation for the production of this range. PC is the total production cost. C naught T1 loading time, and C T unloading time. TA is the time of the question, plus T naught by P cost 1 by PG upon P. The common for the P is the common in this factor. C is the TC and T naught plus T is the T naught into the TM. This is the formula also for drive in the other for formula. The economics for this is the continue present for this topic, and consideration of the find out the Taylor series and Taylor equation for the Taylor to life equation for the v t power n equal to c is the constant, v is the velocity, and t is the time of the tool life. Okay, the number of pieces produced per grind in this operation, Pg equal to T upon Tm equal to 1000 Vft upon pi dl. This is the formula also for use for other question in this open the and for the common of the two Taylor to life equation for the T equal to C upon V power 1 by 2 1 by n is the number of grids, and C is the constant, and V is the velocity of two tools, and T is the tool life. Okay, for the straight turning application for the PG equal to 1000 Vf1 pi dl into putting for the steep value for t in this equation, Vy C by V की power 1 by n. Also for simplify this formula, 1000 V 1000 f c की power 1 by n. This is the multiplication of this function c की power 1 by n upon pi dl into v 1 minus l minus 1 by n. This is the factor for also simplify the cost of price P is the given. PC equal the value putting for the above equation, PG value putting for above equation for P in C naught cost T1 loading time, and T naught T U 1 upon unloading time of the, and T is that time of the stretching, and T naught by P constant plus pi dl into Ce plus Tc and C naught upon 1000. We have C के power 1 by n, V की power n minus 1 upon n, and plus C naught pi dl upon 1000 Fv. This is the this is the equation for drive for the, this is the tool life equation, Taylor tool life, and this is the value for also find this operation, and the PG is the value of the also find the equation, and the tool life equation T equal to C by V के power n. N is the number of n is the number of grids, and C is the constant, V is the velocity of tools, and other factors in also present in the continue in this video. The economics, this is the economics main factor of the industry. For order of the arrival for maximum production rate we can take for the total time of the manufacturing action for the total time. T1 is the loading time, T1 U1 equal to unloading time, TA equal to transport order time, and T naught by P upon Tm plus Tm upon Tc upon capital T. Overall, the time of the tools in single passing turning of job, first job के लिए the T1 plus total time T1 plus TU1 plus TA plus T naught by P plus pi dl by 1000 VF plus TC pi dl upon 1000 F, C के power 1 by n, V के power 1 minus T minus 1 by n. Okay, the for this is the maximum production rate of the batch. Expression for manufacturing time for determined for the cutting of speed V, and the equation for the zero, for the find out the maximum value, and then this equation is the also differentiate with respect to in the del time upon del V, with respect to V, and minus pi d L V के power minus 2 by 1000 F plus Tc pi dl upon 1000 F, C के power 1 by n, and कोष्टक 1 minus n upon n, V के power 1 minus 2n upon n equal to 1 equal to 0. Simplify, we get this formula for T upon Tc upon T C के power 1 by n, 1 minus n upon n, and V की power 1 by n equal to 1. The simplify other is this one, we find out the value of V equal to C कोष्टक n upon Tc 1 minus n के power n. The other simplify this formula also for drive the in the find out the total cost of the production rate for T equal to Tc 1 minus n upon n. N is the number of revolution, and the Tc is the total time of the tool life. Other is the this is the formula, find out the value of V and find the value of T. T is the total time of the tools work performed for the work, V is the velocity of the tools, and C is the constant value of this value put for the Taylor's tool life equation for this drive for this formula, and application of the find out the economics of the industry and other farmhouse of the small business purpose. This is formula used in this of the production rate, and other value for this velocity of the tools, and simplify according to the choose for the cutting fluid, and lubrication action, such that all the factor increase for the efficiency of the machines and increase for the economics of the industry and other farmhouse for this is application. So, dear friend, thank you so much in this lecture series for the